Hello friends, welcome back to Dots of Destiny. Om Namah Shivaya and Jai Shri Ram. Let us start today's topic of Venus in Libra. This is a very big transit, and yes, it should be a purposeful and good transit, definitely. Because whichever area Libra is falling in, whichever area of your zodiac, that is becoming very important at this moment of time from September to the month of December. Yes, Venus starts in its Mool Trikon from the 1st of September and then ends, by 31st of December and 1st of January 2027, Venus moves into Scorpio. So this transit marks a lot of changes in definitely whatever the qualities of Venus are and whatever the two houses it represents in your horoscope. So definitely that is there. Now in midst of this, there are a lot of drama. The planet goes retrograde, and in the month first it will be in the nakshatra. From the 1st September, it will already go into Chitra by end of this, if not today, I think some days later. And then it will continue in its journey, Chitra Nakshatra, till the 11th of September. And from 11th of September to 24th of October, it will be in Swati Nakshatra. Very, very important nakshatra, which stretches into the main zone of Libra, the total of Swati Nakshatra. And here, when Venus is transiting Swati, it will be aspected by Rahu. Now, that is the main story of this transit, where Venus will be aspected by Rahu, sitting in Rahu's nakshatra Swati. And Swati is a very different nakshatra than Adra and obviously Shatabisha. These two nakshatras are quite associated with a turbulency, instability, all these things. Swati has its issues. I'll not say it is totally, it is great, no doubt. It is a great businessman nakshatra, first and foremost. Many great business people are born in this nakshatra. They know how to diplomatically close the sale. That is very important in Swati nakshatra. But Swati also denotes one fall in a lifetime, one. Because the story of Swati Nakshatra is, Hanuman. God Hanuman was shooting towards the sun, thinking that it can eat up that when he was a child. And then when he came very near to the glazy, mighty sun, he just lost control because of the brightness, the heat and all this, and he fell from there. So this fall, once in a lifetime of Swati Nakshatra people, will be there. How big or small, depending on the dasha and all. Because Swati people are very diplomatic, they are very adjustable, they are very flexible, they are businessman oriented, they know, they are sharp, they understand all these things, especially moon in Swati or Saturn in Swati nakshatra. And obviously that smartness is there, but sometimes it happens, it overrules our senses, and we think that this happens with Swati people, very prominent Swati nakshatra. One fall in a lifetime is there. So anyway, this is the story, and Venus will be, the main transit of Venus in Libra is marked by the presence of Swati. Then obviously it goes into Vishakha, retrogrades. This Venus will go into retrogression as it crosses to, again, Virgo, goes back to Virgo, and from that will be November. It will be in Virgo from 2nd to 20th of November, a brief period of time in debilitation. At that time, Mercury will be in Libra. So there will be an exchange in the month of November, Mercury and Venus exchanging its signs. So that will be very interesting. But before that, there will be a Mercury-Venus conjunction in this house of Libra. So a lot of things are coming up. See, this is a very important transit, but definitely it depends whether if you are dealing with any Rahu Dasha, Venus Dasha, Saturn Dasha, these kind of dashas, if you're dealing, then definitely this will put a big impact on your horoscope. Any whichever way, it will have impact, definitely, in small way, big way, but definitely if you have a dasha pratyantar, then it will be more evident that is there. Now, sometimes people ask me that what is the true quality of Venus, how to understand that Venus is very having strength in my horoscope. Obviously, you can check the Shadbal, that is there, but I have seen 5 points that I have noted when I see a Venus, and I ask whenever I talk with a person, whether it's my client or anything, I understand the dignity of Venus. First and foremost is the decision or the choice. Very important. If you have a good Venus, you will not make a hasty choice or a fast decision without waiting. What do I mean by that? Suppose you have an idea of a car in your imagination. Suppose whatever brand it is not available in the market, and they tell you wait for 6 months, 7 months, or 1 year. A good Venus people will wait for that. They will not be impatient. The emotional intelligence quotient and the choice factor, they are willing to wait for it. That is very, very important. When your Venus is good, that choice and decision will be very good. Second factor, you will always present yourself in a very calm, nice, diplomatic, not perturbed way. What is meant by that? You're not agitated, you are calm, you're settled, you know what you're doing. And obviously, if you talk about the outside grandeur, that also will be always sophisticated, nice and classy. So that is also a thing about a good Venus in the horoscope. Then obviously comes because it represents not only Libra, Taurus also, it is about your food habits. That is also very important, and your speech. So the way you speak, the way you convey to the people, the kind of dignity with which you speak, and also the food intake that you have, all this is also a thing of a good Venus. A good Venus will have these qualities. They will have choice of food. They will not eat too much. They will not eat neither, starve themselves. They will have a classy, platter, and they will be very choosy, and they will able to distinguish between, if you give 2 plates of biryani, suppose, because biryani is my favorite, they will be able to understand which one is from which shop or which is better and what quality it has. So that kind of a thing. And obviously the kind of speech you use with people, that also depends on Venus, which is the Taurus. Then this is the third. The fourth thing is obviously very, very important, the monetary status. That is obviously, yes, it is department of Venus, no doubt about that. What is your, like how you manage your money. It is not just only earning, how you spend it also. You remember Venus gets exalted in the sign of Pisces, the 12th house. If you cannot if you earn and you just keep it, there is no bhog, then that Venus is not very good, because Venus means balance. Libra is the scale. You're constantly trying to balance. If you have that kind of a monetary status, and you are also willing to splurge on certain activities, and also philanthropic in some way, Venus people are big-hearted people. They can give. Obviously, they don't give which they don't have. Don't get me wrong. Venus is like in a tarot, we have the 9 of Pentacles. That card is like that card. I'll try to put it up. A woman is standing with a very classy robe. That is the kind of Venus I say. She has more coin on this side, right hand side. That is for her, and also she is giving away some, which is not that much as she has saved, but yes, she is giving away also. So definitely the monetary status, your monetary status depends on your Venus. There is no doubt about that. Next, the last thing which I see about Shukra, people go exactly to the first thing about Shukra is the relationship status of a person. Any kind of relationship, how they maintain it, how they balance it. Again, relationship is also a balancing act. It's not easy. It is not easy. You have to have certain kind of tactics to move along with people. Obviously, your marriage, that is there, no doubt about it. But marriage depends on many other, your moon placements with the partner and a lot other things. It's just not the computer matching that you find. There is so many things to do. Dasha matching, the planet, which planet is 6-8 from each other, moon from where it is placed. A lot of things are there in dasha matching. I mean, in marital matching in both the horoscopes. So anyway, but Venus, if it is good, the marriage sustains, and the sustainability is not boring. It's not boredom. It is not like two people living under the same roof, but they are poles apart. I mean, they are just not in contact or in sync with each other. They are in sync, whether they are fighting, whether they have differences, whatever, but still those people are very comfortable with the relationship. So these are the 5 points, very important. Your choice, your monetary status, your food habits and speech, your understanding of your decision making, and your relationship. These 5 points I always see. This is very important to judge your Venus. So that is how it's a very classy planet. It's not an easy planet. That is the most important part of Venus. It is not an easy planet as we just put it into relationship kind of things. No, it is not like that. There are a lot other things that needs to be seen when you judge a good Venus in a horoscope. Shadbal is also important, no doubt. And Venus is Digbala in the 4th house. It is very comfortable over there. In the 7th house, many people find it Karaka Bhavanasha, means it creates issues with the partner. Not always. There can be certain issues, but not to a great extent. So anyway, this transit of Venus should be great for most of the ascendants. That is what I was finding out when I was going through. But one thing needs to be understood whenever you are looking into your horoscope. For the Libra Venus, the Taurus will go for some kind of a change. As Taurus and Libra, they are 6-8 signs from each other. They are 6 and 8 from each other. From Taurus, Libra is 6, and from Libra, Taurus is 8. So that is why you have to understand, whenever there is now we are talking about the Mool Trikona Venus, obviously there will be some changes with the Taurus area of your life, a little bit of change, whatever. So I have done the tarots also in this reading. If you do not find it linked with your life, please do not try to put it. It's not required. Some people want it, some people don't want it. I've got a lot of feedback. I'll go with it sometimes I'll omit it. If it is not fitting in your kind of the life that you're leading now, don't zabardasti usko fit mat karo. So something like that. Yeah. So let me jump into the ascendant. For the Aries ascendant, the transit of Venus in Libra, as of just for the September month I'm talking, there's a whole lot of things I've spoken about Venus. Please go and check in the early part of the preface of the video. So now your 2nd lord and 7th lord is transiting in the 7th house, which is a great thing to happen, obviously. And there will be new kind of partnerships, or partnerships reinvented, or if there's a turbulence in it, there will be talks about it. You will have to solve about it. Lot of things in the 7th house matters. This Venus, because it is aspecting your Lagna, and Rahu from the 11th house is aspecting this Venus, there will be lot of creativity also at this point of your life. If you are linked with any such thing in your life, it can be even business creativity. So if that kind of a thing is happening with you, knocking at your doors, then definitely take it up. Sit with it, be slow, do not be in a hurry, because Venus is not the planet where you hurry up with things. It is a planet which is very different, and that is why it moves from east to west. All other planets moves from west to east. So this is a great time for many good things in life. Now, the second house lord comes actually eighth from itself, the Taurus. Though it can happen, you are putting some money into some kind of a new foundation, some kind of a new business, or you're spending money on your marriage or with your marriage partner, or actually you're getting married or something like that. It can be even because it is forming a Panch Mahapurush Yoga, Malavya Panch Mahapurush Yoga in transit, Venus in Mool Trikon and Kendra. So there can be construction of houses also. Jupiter is in the fourth house. There can be permanent movement, because you can understand Jupiter, two very important planets. The ninth lord is sitting in the fourth house, and the Venus is also sitting in the seventh house. Though Venus acts as Marak for you, but this is just a transit, and it'll again go back to your sixth house. So definitely relationship matters are a prominence, very important at this point of time. If you have that kind of a problem in your relationship, if it needs to be mended, if it needs to be spoken about, there it should be done. If you see, one problem is that Rahu will be aspecting this Venus, desires will be very high. Rahu is that kind of a planet which amplifies the power of any planet. It does it for Venus also. So if that kind of things happen, keep a check on that. If the dasha is good, it will take you to a good marriage, a good relationship, a good partnership, building houses, sophistication in your life will come, classy things you can buy, and you can go for a trip also at this point of time, because it is not 1-2 days transit. It is starting from September to 31st of December. So that is why all these things, Aries people, it is a bunch of good things. That's why if I put up the tarot cards for you, look into it. See, the first card is Four of Wands. It is a fiery card, and it represents Aries, Leo, Sagittarius sign. And the second card is the Star. The Star is the Aquarius sign. Aquarius, Libra, the Aries sign, but it is an Aquarian card. You can see the picture over there. Now see, when I see these two cards, the first card is all about the yellow card, creativity. You can see there is so beautifully the four wands. They are creative, nurturing ideas. It represents marriage. Four of wands, you can see two people over there are, elated. They are having a good harvest. They are having their own cottage. They are happy. They're on a vacation. It's a lovely card. Even in business activity also, it denotes new formation of business, new groups, speaking with a lot of people, foreign elements involved, a lot of things. It's a bunch of goodies card, the Four of Wands. And then obviously the Star, seventh house has another thing very important. You over here can perform also as a star. Seventh house is the audience. The Lagna is the person. Seventh house is everybody near to you. Anybody performing on a stage, doing something like that, should have a very powerful seventh house. So that, along with the third house and fifth house. So that is also a name, fame kind of a thing, where you are, recognized, you are, accolades are coming your way, you are feeling great. It can be as simple as that you have a great relationship with a person and you are feeling great about it. What happens is that Ketu is now coming nearly towards the end of its transit in the seventh house, in the fifth house of Magha Nakshatra. So maybe your love that had been there in your life now translates into a marriage. It can be as simple as that. All these things are favored Aries people. It is not just the relationship, the monetary status, spending money in business, with the family, going out, having a nice time, your performance appreciated, maybe online performance, maybe physical performance, anything. And I feel when Venus always aspects the Lagna, the person takes a little bit calmer outside, and they deal with the things quite diplomatically also. This is also what I have seen with Venus aspecting the first house. All in all, it's a very positive transit, nothing to say. Use it wisely and do not expect results to be very fast. Venus gives the results definitely, because it is a 4-month transit, and Venus will go a little back and forth into Virgo for 20 days. It will retrograde. So a retrograde Venus will check and change and bend things, and then finally best result you will get in December. But obviously this month some directional results you will start getting. So great luck, Aries people. Second, Taurus ascendant. Taurus people, you have the Lagna Lord in the 6th house. When Lagna Lord goes to its own sign in the 6th house, there will be certain things that you are fighting with Rogrin Shatru. Now, it can be a relationship matter that you are revisiting, maybe. Saturn is aspecting your 5th house, and the 5th house can have or could have had challenges. At this point of the time when Venus is debilitated in the 5th house, it could go through some challenges. Now when Venus comes into the 7th house, Libra for you naturally falls in the 7th house. So there is certain estranged kind of a thing in your relationships, marriage, your business and all these things. This can very much happen for Taurus people. This is exactly not the place where I feel Venus is very much wanted, because it gets debilitated in the 6th house, as you know, in the sign of Virgo. Here it is Libra, but obviously it will have some taste of that Venus in Virgo in the 6th house. Venus is not comfortable in the 6th house, but still you will deal with if you have any kind of weight issues, if you have any kind of disease, any issues with the Venetian issues, if you have you will deal with it. You'll go to a doctor and you'll find a solution. That is one thing, because Lagna Lord, when transits the 6th house for a very long time, some rectification of the health can well happen. First point. Second point is you can take a loan. That can happen because your both the desire houses are filled with big planets, and this is like 10 more months. It will be Jupiter in the 3rd and Saturn in the 11th. Any kind of desire, Ketu will be slowly leaving the 4th house. Maybe you want a real estate, you want a car or anything. These kind of desires can push you towards taking any loan. Be careful. Venus judgment is good because it is its own Mool Trikon, but aspected by Rahu from the 10th house. That is an issue. So those kind of loans should be taken very carefully and not beyond your means, and you should take it into consideration that how much and in how many years you will be able to pay it off. That is very important. And obviously if there is Rogrin Shatru, if there is enemies or inimical things in your environment, some politics going on, you will be able to handle it quite well, because Venus, though not comfortable in the 6th house, but it's a diplomatic planet. It does not go in for firefighting. It does it very carefully. And Rahu, when aspects this Venus, Rahu also, the aspect of Rahu in the 6th house is good. It knows how to take up the challenges and how to deal with those challenges in a very politically correct way. So these things will be there. But one thing that is very important is that the sign of Libra is also about relationships. And because the area which I'm trying to say, because Mars, your 7th lord, will be in Gandanta for a very long time now. I'll make a video on that, from Aslesha Magha Gandanta with Jupiter, which is your desire lord. There can be certain problems in relationship that I'm telling you as of now. If it is, this Venus will be able to make you manage them well. That is important, because Venus is a planet which sorts things out for you, and it is Lagna Lord. It is a benefit for you. Nothing wrong in that. 6th house, the dealings, you will be dealing with this in this big transit of Venus. It can be new employment also, looking for it, going for it, getting into interviews, lot of communications, busy months ahead. So that is what I'm seeing in this kind of a transit of Venus in Libra. Now see the tarot card that has come out for you. First is the Five of Swords, the Five of Swords, and then with the Two of Cups. This is like, see, this is a very different cards. First card is all about, you know, Aries, Libra, and Aquarius, Libra, Gemini card, first one. And Five of Swords, five is like you are in the battlefield, in the midst of it. You can see the man is holding two swords actually, two upright and one down, so he's ready for the battle. Though he has conquered most part of the battle, all the other swords are down, look at carefully, but still he has upheld the swords in his hand. If required, I'll fight. And that is the sixth house, you know, the battlefield, the prarabdha karma. And next comes the Two of Cups. Here, as I told you, you may have to mend with certain kind of relationships that has already gone through some kind of a fighting process or some kind of a process which is not very great. So that these two cards shows that you are standing in your ground, you know you have to fight it, you are not afraid of it, you are going ahead and you are trying to mend it. Obviously Two of Cups is mainly for love relationships, but it also denotes some kind of a partnership. It can be with anybody, I mean exchanging the cups. The people can be from a very different community. Look at the card over there, two people are having two different dresses, so it can be like that. Even maybe your love partner is from a totally different community, that can also happen. You're exchanging vows, you're getting into a diplomatic talk, you're settling down after all the phase. So this is the theme of the next 4 months that you'll be having. I will be coming up with this transit, 2 more videos will be required because Mercury will also join this Venus. I'll do that later, but this is all in all. The flavor of the transit is like this, that you are fighting your battle and ultimately you are coming to the truce. So take care, Taurus people. It is a good transit, nothing too bad about it. Yeah, take care. Gemini people, Gemini ascendants, the transit of Venus in the 5th house, that is your 12th lord also, is very auspicious actually. It generates and good karma comes to your forefront. That is important. Your luck factor now is very good in the next in the next 4 months. Anything which you would have felt stuck in, you would have felt was not running, was not in a stalemate condition. Jupiter in Aslesha in the 2nd and Venus in the own Mool Trikon house, your luck lord in the luck house, for your children, for your love matters, for your choices, for the Agami karma, what you are setting with your luck factor being with you is great. It looks very nice for Gemini people. Share markets, investments, all these things also look great actually. At this point, only thing is that because it is 8th from the 12th, you may feel a little conservative. You don't want to spend too much, you don't want to splurge, which is good. You are skeptical, you are looking at things into a very practical manner, and your decisions and choices will be absolutely right. You just have to dwell deep into it and think about it a little more. So Mercury will also join, by the way, in the month of September, from 22nd September if I'm not wrong. So Mercury will have a good run now actually. It will come into the Lagna Lord will come into the 4th house from 7th of September and then will come into joining Venus in the sign of Libra. Then Mercury will stay in Libra, will get retrograde, and Venus will go retrograde back to Virgo. So 5th and 4th house exchange is also great. Kendra Trikon exchanges. I mean, see, there are a lot of changes that is coming out, which is good, but you cannot rush with these changes. Rahu will be also aspecting. You have to be very cautiously optimistic whenever Rahu is involved in a process. Otherwise it can suddenly flare up things beyond proportion. Suppose I'll give you an example. Rahu, because it's in your 9th house and aspecting your 5th house, you feel too obsessed with a love partner. This is not the right way of approach, because Venus is a very nice planet. It will give you a good choice and it will make you work towards it. But when Rahu aspects it amplifies that Venus, and too much attention too much drawn toward it, like a magnetic thing, that makes the relationship very claustrophobic. So that is why you have to keep a check on the too much, whenever you feel that let me do a certain thing, maybe investments. Fifth house is about investment, share markets, trading and all. Be very careful. Very, very long-term investment is good, but planning short-term investment in the market are very, very volatile, especially from October, November, December. Very volatile, highly volatile market. It can suddenly go down quite a bit. So be very careful with all these things, Gemini people. But nonetheless, it augurs your luck factor. It gives you a great time. Mercury in the fourth, in the whole of September, I'm talking. Mercury 4th house, Venus 5th house, very good transit actually, and it will push your luck forward and take your stagnant things moving forward with it. So that is the best part of it. Now see, the tarot card is having the Lovers and the Ace of Swords. Now this, from these two cards, if I just say a basic thing, is that you are coming in attraction with a person and a love affair begins. But everything is not as simple, because the Lovers is also about choices. This is a Gemini card, by the way. The cards are so sensitive, they never lie. The Gemini card came out, it is all about choices. Now see, as I was talking about in the preface of my video, Venus is a very, it's a very choice oriented, very perfect choice oriented planet, classy choice, not an easy choice. So whatever area of your life you're making choice, whether simply buying a simple car, you're buying even a simple mobile, it is a choice which matters, and then that divine help is given to you. But in a big scale, like investment, like business, like your progeny taking up something new, your love matters coming suddenly new person arriving in your life, the choice is very important, whether this is the kind of choice I need to make. And then that things, you can see the blade, the sword in the Ace of Swords, it's a beginning, it's a beginning given by the heavens. So it is a sudden hand coming out and giving you the crown on the sword, is like that whatever venture you are moving is blessed by the grace of God, which is your 5th house matters. So it is, the cards are very good. An appropriate card actually came out. The sword card and the Gemini card, the Lovers, both are very important, juxtaposed one with another. And obviously this is a very important transit for Gemini people. Let all your decisions be perfect, and whatever path you take, it should take you toward better choices, so that you work on those choices. Saturn in the 10th house, and then you come to the the fruits of it when Saturn go in the 11th house, the karma and the karma phala. So take good care, Gemini people. Yeah. Cancer ascendants, the transit of Venus is happening in your 4th house, forming a Malavya Panchmapurush Yoga in its own Mool Trikon Libra. This is a great transit to have. It is not only a Panchmapurush Yoga, Venus is Digbala in the 4th house, it's very comfortable. 11th Lord in the 4th house, your desires are connected to the 4th house matters now. Whether it is like shifting to a grandeur, a place where you want to stay, make a living of your own, and you want to come back, maybe you can come back to your country. That can also happen. The motherland is calling you. It can be a vehicle, a real estate, a Mangalik Karya at home, which can be marriage or something like that. It can be anything which is, even business starting from home. There is some kind of a business oriented thing, as Mercury will come into the 3rd house also in its own sign Virgo. So new online things from home, this something regarding the 4th house is going for a very big and nice change. Now if you ask me, the change will not happen overnight, obviously it will take some time. September you will see the development of it. Then Venus will go retrograde also in this same sign of Libra and go back to Virgo for 20 days from 2nd of November to 20th, and Mercury at that time will be in the 4th house, 3rd and 4th exchange. You're putting in efforts for the 4th house matters. Finally, Venus comes into the from 20th November to 31st of December in Libra, and there it will be able to give you the best result that is expected. So it is a developmental transit, will not happen in one day go. That is very important to understand. Obviously, Rahu is aspecting from the 8th house this Venus. The most prominent, the prominent nakshatra of Rahu, Swati, resides in Venus, in Libra, and Venus will be transiting this nakshatra from 11th September to the 24th of October. It's a very big time, and Rahu will be aspecting this Venus, so you will have a lot of things to do. Just do not go overboard with the, Rahu's aspect always creates a more, it amplifies the things that are already good and beautiful. Sometimes, this happens, you're making a custard or a kheer and you're putting sugar. If you put too much of sugar, the taste goes bitter actually. So that's why put whatever because I think your earnings are also put into this desire that is linked to your 4th house matters, because Jupiter and Venus both in the Kendra for such a big time is not just like a coincident kind of a transit. It will bring changes in your mind, in your heart, in your environment, in your development. And also because Mars will be also on the Lagna, your 10th lord, and Venus will be aspecting. Venus will be aspecting Aries and Mars will be aspecting Libra. That kind of a situation. So there you may have to go from one city to another. That can also happen. And you get a house over there, a new home environment front for you, which makes you happy. If you're buying anything, please check out for the Vastu details. That is also important. So Cancer, all in all, a great transit of satisfaction, feeling good, feeling homely with family development, Mangalik Karya at home. Now see, the cards that are there for you is Ace of Wands and Strength. As I told you, Ace of Wands is a great card. It is the card that is coming out from there. So you can say the heavenly hand, a so beautiful creative startup is given to you in this kind of a transit. But along with the patience card, that is the strength is a Leo card of patience, taming of the lion, something very big you are planning, and that plan cannot execute overnight. You have to slowly diligently work towards it. By the end of this year, that can come and become a reality. So yeah, this is very much depicted by both the cards, and I feel the Cancer people will have a great breakthrough by the end of this year, because Jupiter will go into Leo with Mars also. Ketu will come on the Lagna. A lot of things changes. Your perspective will change. Your home can change. As I said, you maybe a new, even 4th house Venus sometimes give marriage also. That is also there. Beginning of a new relationship. Your mother's health getting better. Relationship with the family, slowly but steadily. If you had went away due to whatever reason, you come back and you feel better. The warmth and all these things looks great actually. It is a great transit, no doubt about that. So use this transit very well, and do not panic every moment. Last week I had so many Cancerian, I don't know what happened, because the last video I said something with the Cancer sign. I think it struck a chord with them. So yeah, see, I'm a very fiercely a Leo ascendant. I understand that my traits are very different from the Cancer. But this is what I feel, that for the Cancerian people there is need of some kind of boosting of the personality, and little bit of emotionally uplifting. The upliftment is very much important. So wish you best, the Cancer people, with this Malaviya Panchamapurush transit yoga of Venus in Libra. It is not 1 2 month, 4 months. So do not lose patience, do not get overwhelmed, and look towards the future. Slowly change your things. It will be a great transit. Definitely it has to be. Take care. Okay. Okay, Leo ascendants. Leo ascendants, the transit of Venus, it is your 10th lord, is happening in the third house. Third house transit of Venus. Venus is obviously, it is the third house, is very communicative transit. It is a travel oriented transit. One travel, two travels will definitely happen during this point of time. If especially if you have a Venus Dasha Pratyantar Antar, then definitely it will happen. Your 10th house matters will go for some kind of a development and change, because Taurus, from the Taurus, Libra is 6, 8 combination is Taurus and Libra. So some kind of a change you will inculcate in your 10th house matters. That is your profession. Your profession may send you traveling. You may find new people and get some communication, and which helps you in your profession. Your networkings can increase because Rahu is also aspecting this Venus from the 7th house. Business related things, startup can also happen, which is a little bit Venusian kind of business, like apparels, like makeup things, like any kind of food things. It can be even chemical, other chemical things also. I mean, Venus is also chemistry, it is related to chemical things. So anything of that kind of a startup is highly favored. But though Libra in general is a business sign, and especially when Venus comes and stays in Swati Nakshatra for a very long period of time, from 11th of September till the 24th of October, and aspected by Rahu, new ideas, that is very important. New ideas can very much form. That will be formed, actually, not very much form, it will come. You will be generating new ideas and you will work on it and you will go towards it definitely. Another thing is that third house is also small time desires. It's not the 11th house desire, which takes a long time. You meet up, hook up with person. If you're looking for somebody online, because Rahu is in the 7th house, marriage, Jupiter will slowly come into the first house. That kind of a relationship pattern also shows with this Venus in the third house. The communication may go back and forth with this kind of transit, with somebody new, online meeting. These things are very much happening. Your younger siblings, if they are there, that can be a prominent time for them also. So even your father can get different to a different city posting, or some kind of promotional activity can happen. So these things are important for you. It's a great transit, actually, nothing bad about the transit. And Mars, Jupiter will be in your 12th house, then coming on the Lagna. Lot of things are in a developmental phase, Leo. So this kind of a transit which pans out for 4 months, only just do not judge the September month, because Mercury will also be in the Virgo sign in the month of September. So, and then Mercury will come to Libra. So the second and third lord are coming together. So money through communications, money spent on traveling, which is important, money gains through foreign lands, Rahu aspecting these two planets, a whole lot of things is happening, whole lot of, I may be missing out some things, because it is a highly proactive time. And so yeah, and for me, because I'm a Bengali, the festive times are coming at this point of time, so even I'm more busy, even so that is part of my personal thing. Anyway, now see the cards coming up is that the Four of Wands and the World. Excellent card. World, as I told you, traveling. It is a free traveler who is not traveling with any baggage. It is a Saturn card, some kind of a thing regarding, as I told you, your work area can see some change. That means some kind of an old pattern enters ending and new pattern starts coming. So you are free, you are moving, and this kind of a Four of Wands is a Aries, Leo, Sagittarius card, and you see the Four Wands, which are pillars showing lots of creativity, meeting. As I told you, it can lead to a wedding. It is kind of a nice family card. You and your family may be traveling. Libra, you're traveling to meet somebody, maybe a sibling, your family, or whatever. Great cards to have, great cards to have. The first card, Four of Wands, is even a highly creative card. It can denote you are looking in for some kind of house or something that you can find in a new city, that also it shows, because Jupiter, remember, is in the fourth house with Mars debilitated, your fourth lord. In this time when Venus is in the third house, you're looking for a change, for a new house, for a new relationship. The relationship can be really blooming in this time, autumn, and then also it goes up to spring, and you may tie a knot with that person also. And the World card is definitely a beautiful card of some travel, meeting great people, interaction with people. You are free, you look so free. So that kind of a thing I'm seeing, because Ketu is also, nearing its end. You feel that also when that kind of such a huge planet is slowly leaving your lagna and going towards the fourth house. So great time, actually vibrant time to have, Leo people. It is a vibrant time, no doubt about that. So use the most of it. Communicate, online communication, and also performance oriented thing. Creativity is it is pushed to another level with these kind of transits. All in all, I have nothing bad to say about the transit. So take care of yourselves, and Sun is on the Lagna. You can start definitely something creative at this point of time. See you in the next video. Till then, take care, Leo people. Virgo people, the transit of Venus in Virgo is happening in the second house. This is a great transit about money, resources, going towards resources, accumulating resources, finding the pockets where you can, and money will come to you, definitely. Second house Venus is like the Taurus Venus, so second house matters will have a good changes, which is your money, which is your family affairs. Maybe you extend your family, you're getting married. Virgo, many people should get married. Jupiter in the 11th house, Saturn in the 7th house, that can very much happen. So these things are great during this point of time, and it's not a 1 month transit, it's a 4 month transit. So Libra being Venus being in Libra from September 1st to the 31st of December, in bits it will go retrograde and come to your first house, and it will have some changes you will feel in the month of November, 2nd to 20th November. But nonetheless, it's an accumulation oriented transit, and in whichever way it can be. It is your ninth lord, right? Through Bhagya Dasha, through networking, through establishing new relationship, through creative work, through writing, through speech, that kind of a work you may have, or you are getting some kind of a help from your family members. Because the ninth house, from the ninth house, it is sixth Libra is, but you had been maybe asking from help, it is given to you. So it is second house Venus. Mostly I have nothing to complain. Yes, Rahu is aspecting this Venus, no doubt, as Rahu is transiting in Aquarius. It is from the 6th house aspecting the Venus, but it only increases, just do not flare up your speech. Otherwise, it should increase your finances only, and do not spend in pockets that you do not understand. Your investments with the money, how you hoard the wealth, how you keep on increasing the wealth, that is Venus in the second house. That is very important. Your bank balance must increase. That is the transit of Venus in the second house. So this is a very important transit. Your food habits, you may have a nice time with the family. You can change a certain food habits. Rahu being in the 6th house could have given you some health issues. Some food habits needs to be changed. That is as simple as that. So that also can be done. If money is coming your way, where to keep the money and how to invest it. So that is also a point. With your family members, if you had not had a great relationship, some mending of the things can be done at this point of time. That is also very important, because Mercury will also come on the Lagna from the 7th of September to 22nd September. It will be on the Lagna, and that will be a great encouragement for Virgo people. Also, Mercury will join this Venus in the second house from 22nd of September to a long time, because Mercury will go retrograde in Libra itself. So, Lagna Lord with a second Lord in the second house. It's kind of a Dhan Yoga. You'll get, kind of a nice environment in the second house. Second house is a great house to have, and the resources flowing in makes you even feel great, because Jupiter is also in the 11th house. Some of your desires will be fulfilled at this point of time regarding the second house, money, relationship, anything. Now look at the cards. The cards I have is Knight of Pentacles and the Chariot. What an excellent card. Pentacles card is Virgo, Taurus and Capricorn card. Obviously the money is slow. It is the Knight. It is not the King or the Queen, but the money is coming. That is very important. The horse is in a slow state, but it is moving, it is coming. It is not galloping, obviously, but it is coming towards you. No doubt about that. And see the Chariot. The Chariot is a Cancer card with a Jupiter in the 11th house. So both the houses, you know, the second house and the 11th house, Venus, its own sign is Taurus, the second house, and Jupiter is the Karaka of the 11th house. So here it is a monetary transit, what I can say about it. If you have been looking into pockets and thinking whether I can ask for a promotion, I can ask for a raise, I can go to a different job, I can take a choice, I want this or that, all these things are favored by this transit. So actually good transit, Virgo, very good transit with second house Venus for a long time and Jupiter also in the 12th house transit. I feel you will be really benefiting from this transit monetarily. You will be able to put up a good show in your income, and also you will be able to hoard that money. Any relationship matter, marriage matter, all these things will be favored. Chariot is also that kind of a thing. You have taken a decision with your relationship, you're moving forward with that. Now the Chariot has that kind of a free will also. See, the Chariot can be stagnant or it can be moving. It has the choice. You are on the Chariot. Now you have to move, you have to make it move forward. That is the duty you have to do. So yeah, go forward. This is a great time to have Virgo people. Mercury will soon join this Venus, and first it will come on the Lagna from the 7th of September to 22nd. I think some great confidence level will be added to your aura. So take good care, Virgo. Libra ascendants, the transit of Venus, your Lagna Lord on the Lagna, will be a most welcome change for you, and also it will do a great balancing act. See, Libra had been going through a lot of issues with the Saturn in the 6th house, and obviously Jupiter in the 10th house it's not a relief. It aggravates the a little bit pressure at the work front, because Jupiter is after all the 6th lord going to the 10th house. It will give some impediment, some kind of challenges, some challenges from the people working with you. Their competitiveness will be high. So here Venus coming on the Lagna will give you a great edge at the present moment. After transiting from Virgo, it will transit into Libra for 4 months in the coming September to December. It's a great welcome change for Libra. Now see, what more can be said when Venus, the Lagna Lord itself is on the Lagna, aspected by Rahu from the 5th house. Most of all, you will have some new beginnings. Some kind of, whenever the Lagna Lord comes, smaller or greater way, there will be beginnings in your life. Whatever Dasha Mahadasha you are running, it will depend upon that. If the health factor was not looking very good, which can happen, you will find solace in that, and you will find different methods or kind of solution to some kind of health issue that you had been running maybe for long. It will give you some relief. It will boost your confidence. If your 10th house or the 6th house was not at all, paving the path for any kind of betterment, it will boost your confidence, and in that confidence you can do great things also. This Venus Mercury will be joining Venus actually. So your another Trikon Lord, the 9th Lord, will be joining this combination in Libra, which is an add-on for you actually. It's really good. So these kind of transits, when they happen, major events happen in your life. It can be relationship, it can be potential growth, it can be any professional change, it can be sudden things that given to you by the Almighty, and you take it up and you progress through it with full confidence, full throttle. It will go retrograde and go back to Virgo for just 20 days, from 2nd of November, I think, to 20th of November. But then there will be an exchange between Venus and Mercury. Venus will be in Virgo and Mercury will be on your Lagna. There will be a long transit of Mercury also on the Lagna. So Libra people, it's a great time for change. Now let us look at the tarot cards, what they're saying. See, the first card itself, it is Moon in Libra, and what a coincidence. Now first thing is that I was taking out 2 cards for all the ascendants. For you, as the 2 of Swords and the 3 of Swords, back to back 2 cards from the same minor arcana, this card fell open, this Ace of Pentacles. So maybe, see, the first card is only Moon in Libra, the second card is Saturn in Libra, and the last card is about Pentacles. It is obviously to the Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn family, and it suggests a new beginning. It can be financially, overall growth. Ace of Pentacles in a reading nullifies all the bad points. Maybe these things, what is seen in the second 2 of Swords and 3 of Swords, it's a heartbreak, indecision. You had been going on for quite a long time. That may happen because Venus had conjunction with Ketu in Leo. Then Venus is still now debilitated. So these 2 cards justifies that whatever is still now happening with you. Now comes the Ace of Pentacles after the heartbreak, where you will be, coming out from like a phoenix, I can say. Now here one has to understand, all the things will not pan out in the month of September itself. As the transit starts September and ends in December, there will be growth, and aces in the tarot, they represent some kind of a beginning. The beginning has to be nurtured. See, whatever is given to you by God's divine grace, here it shows, the card shows like that, it will be given to you. You have to nurture it. You have to, the seeds are sown, you have to nurture it, you have to look after it, and then slowly it grows. But definitely these coming 4 months, it is very, very important for you Libra people, very, very important. So be available, be outside, look out for the changes. See, there is a thing that when such kind of transits, a Panch Mahapurush Yoga transit happening for you, Malavya Panch Mahapurush Yoga in transit with Venus in Libra, and it will be aspected by Rahu, which is even like when Venus will be transiting Swati Nakshatra from 11th September to 24th of October on the Lagna. And Rahu is aspecting its own nakshatra there. So Venus sitting in Swati, it will give you, it will make you very flexible and open up to a lot of opportunities. So all these things will definitely augur your total, whatever you are at this present moment of time. So it would be great, actually. It is great for you. It's looking I mean, there is a new beginning that you had been searching, a new kind of a life. This is the time from September to December, how well you can utilize the end 4 months of the year. Nothing can be better than this, Libra people. So go for it. Yeah. Take care and be raring to go in this kind of a transit. There will be choices that you make. Libra cannot be fulfilled without choice, because Venus is our choices. I have spoken about the planet Venus in the preface of this video. So definitely have a look up that also. There will be certain choices given to you. Make the right decision, right choice, and go forward. That's it. You can conquer a lot. Yeah, take care. Scorpio people, for Scorpio, just I'll have my tea because I have a slight headache. Just a minute. Scorpio people, you have the Venus transit in your 12th house in Libra. Here the 7th lord is also Venus. So see, Libra, first of all, 12th house, it's about, these are foreign affairs, and also your spouse's career. It is 6th from the 7th. Also, it denotes your lavishness, your expenses. Even it can be your giving in philanthropy, that also Venus is known for. So these are the things that I see happening to you. Now the thing is that whenever the 12th house is active for 12 months, there can be distance journeys, there can be a lot of things, but one more thing can also happen, that is something divine destiny intrudes in your daily life. Why I'm saying this is that 12th house is the house of Pisces, and Venus gets exalted. For technically it is Libra for you, but Venus gets actually exalted in the 12th house, because here Venus goes into Jupiterian sign of Pisces and understands that this is the Bhakti Margam, the best love that can be achieved over here. But any epiphany to achieve that highest degree of Venus, the exalted Venus, epiphany cannot, it can make you, it's sudden, it comes sudden by, it's not, it is a gradual process, but sudden things happen also at the moment. So that is why this 12th house transit of Venus brings up certain avenues and closes certain chapters. That is also seen, and it can be relation oriented also. It can be, maybe it is just taken away. I mean, see, don't take it wrong, but these things do happen when the 7th lord goes into the 12th house, or you realize that how much of importance can be given to a person, or what can be done with your relationship, because after all Venus is relationship, no doubt about that. Now see, the cards that have come for you, actually the third card came out accidentally. The first card is the Tower, second is the Ace of Swords, and last is the Judgment. Now usually I was taking out two cards, but with Libra also the same thing happened, and for Scorpio also. First card is Tower. Tower is just sudden, breaking away of things, because Ketu is in the 10th house in Kendra, and now Venus goes in the 12th house. So, and Mars is also in the 8th house at this point of time, and I'm talking certain old ways will suddenly break up. And you may feel uncontrolled, because these things are not in our control, and you may feel a little, can be a little heartbreak, or why it happened in this way, whatever, but certain old patterns need to go for Scorpio people. So this is what is happening at this point of time, and so that is okay, that's not a problem. Take the Tower in a positive way, because the second card is showing me that is the Ace of Swords, which is a new beginning from the God itself, from the divine itself. That has to be understood. Now the third card is Judgment. Now Judgment is also like, whatever you had been doing, some kind of a divine justification, judgment, impending things coming up and maturing at this front. So 12th house, what happens, the 12th house and the 12th lord, if you judge it, the second and the 12th lord is actually, it's kind of neutral, kind of. It is, though it is a Dusthana, but still, the 12th lord in itself is not bad. It can give both bad and good at the same time by divine grace, but things are not under your control over here. That is the most important thing that Scorpio has to understand. Sun, now see, understand that Sun is with Ketu at this point of time in the 10th house. Mars is in the 8th house, so sudden changes are expected. It can happen. The 7th lord, the first lord is in the 8th house, and the 7th lord is in the 12th house. You and your partner can disagree with certain things. These things can also happen. Mercury now will come into Leo. There can be sudden abrupt communication of giving up and getting something new, because you understand Mercury will be coming with Ketu at this point of time from the 22nd of this month, August. So there will be a conjunction of Sun, Mercury, Ketu in your 10th house. Certain discussions can abruptly end. So the Tower is absolutely justified. I was a little shocked when this card came out, but then I realized that the 12th house matters with Venus going there. Your Marak, because 7th and 12th lord, we call it it's not a very good planet for the Scorpio ascendants, but still it ends some chapters and it begins new chapters, and that is what is shown in the tarot Very well. First, you will have an abrupt ending of certain things, and then the Ace of Swords comes out, which is also a Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini card. It is the sword cards of this deck, and it shows with divine grace something is beginning. Now, this beginning you have to carry forward, or this grace you have to carry forward, because then only the judgment will be served to you. So, Scorpio, this is that kind of a reading which has it is a little edgy. It has both the things. You can face with a little bit of loss, but at the same time, if you can recover from it, then really it would be great on your path. So I think that way it's not bad. So you can I think you'll be able to manage with the process. That is what I'm trying to say. So best of luck for the keep a watch on your Sun Ketu conjunction 10th, Mercury, then it will move to 11th, then and Venus will be in the 12th. So lot of planets in their own houses making own choices and decisions. So you have to follow the path. It's not a bad time, but it's a time of change, and there will be lot of changes, and Mars will go into the 9th house in December in debilitation. So there also will be changes, the Lagna Lord in the 9th. So take care, Scorpio people. Sagittarius ascendants, for the transit of Venus in Libra, which is happening in your 11th house, there will be first gains from competition. So if you are having some kind of competition, whether at the professional front, whether at the health front, you are trying to recover, whether you are having any competitive exams at this point of time, whatever it is, this can lead to a better recovery, because it is gains from the 6th house. So a Rogrin Shatru, you can recover from some kind of a disease if you had been going through, or a loan is paid off and you are free now. That is also a desire that let me be free. And then there can be competitive things at the professional study level or anything, and even if enemies try to bother you, you will be able to conquer them. Now this transit of Venus in the 11th house is aspected by Rahu. Rahu's aspect in over Venus, and especially when Shukra will be in Swati Nakshatra, which is governed by Rahu from 11th of September to 24th of October. It's a long time. And here there will be prominent influences of networking, improvement, groups. You are getting some kind of a benefit from the networking groups, because Rahu aspecting this Venus in the 11th house is quite a game changer in the 11th house matters. 11th house is the desire house. Now whether that desire gets fulfilled or not, that's another thing, but you start something maybe, or you move towards something which is you had been thinking of for quite some time. That is your desire. So that can happen. Some name, fame, recognition can also come your way. Why I'm saying this is that Mercury, the 10th Lord, will be in the 10th house when this transit is happening. And then the 10th Lord will conjunct with the 11th Lord in the 11th house. Then Mercury will be in Libra in the November month, and Venus will come into Virgo. There will be an exchange between 10th and 9th. Lot of things coming up for Sagittarius people. At this moment of time, from December to January, back to back, there will be changes, and the changes are mostly related to the 9th, 10th and 11th house, which is professional front, which can be your bhagya uday. If you have a business also, you gain from it, and your network improves from it. The kind of exposure that you want, that is also given by this transit of Venus in Libra. There can be relationships also coming up at this front of time, maybe eligible for marriage, maybe just going out and dating somebody. That is also 11th house Libra. Venus can also give that. All these things are favored. Now see, let me come to your tarot card. When actually 3 cards came, I couldn't stop. Most of the ascendants were, I was getting 2 cards. For you, the first card is, see, 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups is about choices. Venus is a planet. It is kind of choices. It shows whatever you want. See, the person is looking at the different cups, and there are so many desires. Which one is most prominent? That you have to choose, and then take up that idea, and then the Fool comes. The Fool is like you have to set out on the journey. If if the desire is high, you have to set out on that journey to fulfill that desire. As I told you, the desire is generated and the setting out is also there. And also, obviously, the Queen of Pentacles is that maybe due to whatever your income can grow, or because 11th house is a very gain oriented house. You can gain from spouse, you can gain from court cases, you can gain from insurance, you can gain from so many things, from just a competition, and you can feel like, like a queen. The Queen of Pentacles is usually associated with a loving person, having money and willing to share it, and like a philanthropic. So that kind of a thing definitely Venus can give you in the 11th house. That is why I think the last card came out. But the first two cards are very important. Gains, though, we know that we associate Venus Rahu with the 11th house for gains. That is there. But the first two cards are very important with the choices that you make at this point of time regarding the desire, which is the most significant. And then you set up on the journey. That is also very important. Without the journey, those desires cannot be fulfilled. So 11th house is a house of long-term planning and all this. And then ultimately, whatever planning you have done, you have to set out. Then only those things will be realized. That is the point. It can be even a marriage thing, simple as that. It can be a marriage thing. You have choices. Now you have to choose. Suppose it's an arranged marriage. You have to choose that this is and you have to set out on the journey. Fool is that the Fool card is a very positive card in the sense it's a Uranus card. It is like you have to set out with the journey. You have to move yourself. You cannot be stagnant. And there is a hint of risk, definitely. Without a risk, you cannot run the show. The desires of the 11th house needs some risk-taking ability. That is for sure. But this is a good reading for you, actually, Sagittarius people. At the 11th house, Venus can also do something with your, elder siblings. If you have, it can be. That is also a thing. You can gain from even your spouse. You can gain from spouse, because 11th house Venus, for men, you can gain from your spouses. That can happen. Any form of gains, any form of a wish fulfillment, a desire, and then chalking out the plan next, because it doesn't stop there. 11th house is a growing house. So, the desires also, they keep on growing. That's why it is a great reading to have, Sagittarius people, as slowly your Lagna Lord also will come out of the 8th house and go into Leo. So best of luck, Sagittarius people, for this transit of Venus in Libra. Capricorn ascendants. Capricorn ascendants, 10th house. Your transit of Venus in Libra is the 10th Lord in the 10th house. This is a very prominent and significant transit, no doubt about that. And this is aspected by Rahu also from the 2nd house. Monetarily, professionally, job changes, moving to a new business, professionally getting accolades, getting something to hold on to, having some choices. You will have choices to make at this point of time. That is also there. You give things to people without expecting much. Venus, I have seen that also. I have seen Venus, if it is good in the Kendra, because it is a Malavya Panchamahapurush yoga. This is more about the outworldly success. Yes, if you are inclined to, because it is a 5th Lord also, but because from Taurus, Libra is a 6th, you can face some issues with the progeny. If it is your love matter, it needs to be rectified, it needs to be understood, and you cannot quarrel about it. You can have to come to a conclusion about it, because Libra is all about balance, all about balance. So that's why it is a great transit for professional and Artha Trikon wise, if you ask me. There will be success coming your way, long-term success. You know that you deserved it, but still you were not able to get through, because it is a very long transit. And not only that, Mercury will be also in a good position. Your 9th Lord in the 9th house and 10th Lord in the 10th house for the month of September will add boost to the problematic Ketu and Rahu in the 2nd and 8th axis. Secondly, Mercury, your ninth lord, will go and join Shukra, Venus, in the 10th house in the from the 22nd September onwards. They'll have a conjunction in the 10th house, which is also absolutely good. Your ambitions and your communications and your skills all will be there in the 10th house, and you can produce it to the world. That is a great transit. Then November month, October, after October goes, November, this Venus comes into the 9th house and Mercury is in the 10th. There's an Parivartana with the 9th and the 10th lord. This is also great. So this way your 9th and 10th lord is negating some of the bad effects that you are facing due to Ketu in the 8th house. And there will be a conjunction of Jupiter and Mars also with Ketu in Magha in the 8th house. So that way, whatever problems there you are facing, or you are you have to deal with it, but this transit will give a boost to your personality. And that is why the tarot card says, see, 2 cards I've taken for most of the ascendant if another card has not flew out and shown itself. So for you also, it's the Lovers and the Judgment. Now these are major arcana things. Lovers is not just about a relationship. The card suggests so, but the thing is that it is about your choices also. It is a Gemini card, the Lovers. It is like the, a men and a women. The choice, it is your choice which path you take, the relationship, your profession, your decisions, or whatever. So there can be a situation like that. If you are professionally having something in your hand, you can be you are looking for something or approached with something, and now you have to make a choice whether to stay back or go into a zone which is maybe a little challenging and long-term things that you are seeing. So that also is signified by the Lovers card. It is just not about love matters. Love matters can also be there. It can be a choice also, that whether you want to continue, whether you want to discontinue, what kind of situation you are going through in your love life, you know best, and what decisions you want to make through them. Next card is Judgment. Judgment is a very good card of the impending success that will be delivered to you. That is by God's grace. Humans, most of the, as I told you many times, I've said this, that the free will in the horoscope is limited to only 3 houses. Rest of the 9 houses are all by the divine destiny. Your past life, your prarabdha, karma, all these things, agami karma, the prarabdha karma, drira karma, all these things. So here the judgment is that whatever good, in a good way, whatever has to be delivered to you will be delivered. And now you will have the success, you will have the recognition. Venus in the 10th house and Malavya Panchamahapurush Yoga in transit. It should be a good giving transit for you month after month. It is not just a 1 month transit that we are talking. So Capricorn people, this looks quite nice transit, and it should deliver results which can, as I told you, negate some of the bad or some of the unnecessarily upheavals that you're facing with Ketu in the 8th house, and now Jupiter and Mars will also enter Magha. So this is that way, this transit is a good one. So take care, and I hope that in the next 4 months you reach many Capricorn people have been struggling in certain matters, I know that. So I hope you reach the conclusion of those things which have been impending for long. Take care. Aquarius. For Aquarius people, Venus in Libra is the 9th lord, the 4th and the 9th lord in the 9th house. What can be better than this? The 9th house, such a beautiful house, divine destiny, your agami karma, the fortune house, the father's house, love with the father, going to distance journey. Your many things will be served to you on the plate if you had done the karma. That is also very important. So, but this is divine destiny, and it's a pure blessing, because 9th house is a Sagittarius. It is your dharma house. How much you have worked with your dharma. Suppose your dharma is to look after your children, and how much you have given them. If you have done that, then destiny will favor you now and give you the best result for them. If you have done your responsibilities for your work, for your any relationship, whatever it is, even for searching of money also does not come easily. easily. You have to go in search of it. If all the works had been done by you, now this is the time that the fortune will start favoring you. It can be, it can be as simple as that. Your relationship with your father had some hiccups. It is smoothened out in this kind of a transit. So it is a brilliant transit when the ninth Lord has to transit the ninth house for so long. Aquarius, this is such a welcome, and aspected by Rahu by its own, in its own nakshatra. Venus will be in Swati, Rahu's nakshatra. It's a very flexible and business-oriented nakshatra. New overseas deal can happen. You can go for a journey. You can go for a higher education. You may receive a good news, a certificate. Your parents, with your parents, some kind of a relationship, betterment, I'll say. If all these things you may buy, because the fourth Lord is in the ninth house. Sometimes these kind of transit, you can buy a home for yourself outside your native land, not where you were born, somewhere outside, but it looks very nice. So all these things are favored. Now see, the cards are also telling the same. First card is a 5 of Pentacles. You were left out in the dark. Venus debilitated. It is not a good time. That is the thing. Now comes the Sun. See, it's a happy card, the happiest card in the deck. It looks so brilliant. The child is in a carefree mode. And see that there is a red shrug which is on the air, and it's so free. And next is the Temperance card. Temperance is the Sagittarius card. It flew out actually. The ninth house is Sagittarius originally in the Kalpurush Kundli. Here Venus is in the ninth house in Libra. You can see the angels are mixing that water. You can see the Temperance card. That is totally one of the foot is on the land and one is on the water. So it is the mixing of the best things for you. It is served to you, as I told you, by your divine grace. It is served to you. The happiness, the middle card, the Sun is showing. It's so brilliant. One card, it is a total depiction of the story. You were in the dark, you're coming into the light, and all is done by God. It is just the blessings of the superpower. You have to bow down to your head. You have to bow down to the Almighty to thank Him for, maybe you find your dharma, maybe you find a guru. Ninth house transits, if it is like Jupiter, Venus, these kind of planets, it's brilliant actually. So make the most of it, Aquarius. I cannot emphasize how much this can take you to a sorted place and very at a peace place, I would say. Ninth house is not a desire, it is a peaceful house, and that's why it is so bright. Yeah. So I wish you the best, Aquarius people. The reading is really beautiful. Yeah, take care. Pisces ascendant. Pisces people, the transit of Venus, the third lord and the eighth lord in the eighth house, there will be a lot of changes now. See, Venus is not your Trishadaya lord, first and foremost. The transit cannot be easy for you. That is the first thing. Yes, Jupiter is in a good position in the fifth house, and then in the sixth house also, and it will come to Leo from 31st of October, but this Venus will make things happen as a catalyst. You have to, certain things will be taken away from you. When the softer planets do that, it is told, you have the knowledge that you have to walk this path. It is the difference between a crude graha, malefic, and a benefic like Venus is that if Venus gives a change also, or Jupiter, it will be informed change. This change is coming. I have to accept it, and there is no other two ways about it. Malefics like Saturn, Rahu, Mars, they immediately, or Ketu, they do it abruptly. And it feels very dark and gloomy and out of control. We totally lose, we are out of control when malefics treat us in the eighth house in that way. So there will be certain changes. The changes can be anything. Eighth house is such a roller coaster thing. It can bring money also. Wealth that is not earned by you From business, yes it can. From foreign lands, yes it can. It can give you insurance coverage, it can give you investment, you can make investment with partner, business people can gain. All these things can happen. Monetarily, 8th house is not bad. Now the thing is that it can give hindrances also to your relationships, to your health. That is very important. Venus in the 8th house, Venusian kind of problems, reproductive organ problems. It can be gallbladder problem, it can be a kidney problem, some kind of issues with the health. Venus can bring forth in front of you, and you have to put in effort so that you recover from that, the recovery, because it is Shukracharya is also associated with Sanjeevani. The recovery of it also comes along with it, but you have to go through the process. That is the 8th house problem. Now see, if you see the cards, see the first is only the 8th house, and it's the 8th of cups. 8 of cups is like you're leaving behind something. Then you are fighting the 5 of swords, and lastly again it's the judgment card for you. So this judgment card has been coming out in the reading for quite some quite a few ascendants have this, so it is a repetition of the energy. Judgment card is ultimate getting success, recognition, that is by divine grace. But before that, the 2 cards that you have, especially you have to leave something. 8th house is certain things you have to leave as a baggage. Either you leave it or it will be taken away from you. That is 8th house. Clear, the first card. Second card is like you have to fight it out. Suppose you know that you have to understand what I'm trying to say. Venus in the 8th house, you are detected with a disease. Now doctor tells you that you cannot have, suppose you cannot have one kind of a food, maybe rice. You cannot have rice. Now either you walk away from it or you have to fight it out. It can be an easy shunning of the thing, or every day you have to curtail it down and you have to fight with yourself. So 8th house requires both. Fighting with whom? Ourselves. We have to stand the ground and fight. The 4 of swords. You have to fight it out. You cannot leave it. It will take you to a dark phase, even more dark phase. So you leave it, you fight it out, and then you get the judgment card, which is the bringing of, certain completion of task and giving you the deserved success that you deserve, that you wanted, that you were looking out for. Not a very easy transit though, I must say. It's not an easy transit, but then you have to go through this process, Pisces ascendant. Yeah. It can be an employment thing also, because Jupiter, Ketu and Mars will be in your 6th house. It can be Rogrin Shatru. It can be like getting an inheritance, and then there can be certain disputes, or you have to deal it with a diplomatic way. These all things are important in this transit. There will be certain changes definitely in the coming 4 months, and you have to go through these changes. Remember this also, that the 10th Lord Jupiter, your Lagna Lord, is in the 5th, but the 10th Lord is also Jupiter, and it is 8th from itself. Certain changes about your professional life will also happen. The Jupiter going 8th from the 10th house, and the Venus now coming in the 8th house, the 8th Lord, will bring quite massive changes. And from the 10th house, 8th house is the 11th. So there will be gains in the profession, but only after the change. So yeah, that is very prominent as far as professional things are concerned. Health, you have to take care. If you are going for any kind of relationship, because it is aspected by Rahu, I'm telling this, Rahu is in the 12th house, you know that these relationships, they may fizzle out. If you are involved in something, that's up to you. I do not usually talk about these things. That is a personal matter. If you are sorted enough, you will not necessarily bring upheavals into your life. If you're not, then it's your destiny. What can an astrologer do about it? But these transits, they bring in certain situationship, relationship, which you go as, you knowingly that it will end and it will not give you any long length thing, but still people go into these things. So anyway, it's a mixed kind of a reading for you, Pisces ascendant, but there are big changes around the corner. And gracefully, one thing I should understand, that by the December, these changes should be done and dusted, so that you come out of it, and now you begin the January month with Jupiter and Mars in Leo, and Ketu going into your 5th house. We'll talk about that later. So yes, take care, Pisces ascendant. This was my reading for the Venus transit in Libra. Next week some other reading. Till then, take care. Have a good day. Good night.